Hello everyone, it's Hasara. So, if you're working towards a goal or a dream that you have in life, the chances are that at some point you would have felt a sense of being overwhelmed and feeling like things are a constant struggle at times. And for example, if you're doing an exam, you might feel like, why do I get the sums wrong all the time? Why do I not remember what I study? Why is it that I don't feel like an A grade student yet? When will I be ready to get an A? When will my results come? When will I get the results? And if it's something like a business, you might feel like, when will my business catch up? When will I get the money? When will things work out for me? And so on. So these feelings are natural to come up when we're working towards a goal, and they might be quite harmful for the successful journey that we want to go, because we want to surround ourselves with positive energy and we want to believe and have faith in ourselves and just be as positive as possible. So the way that we can switch ourselves from that negative and desperate energy that we put out to the universe to the positive, high vibrational energy that we want to be in is one small thing, which is letting go. So in this video, we'll be talking all about letting go. So guys, in this video, I'll be explaining to you what I mean by letting go and some drawbacks and negative outcomes that we face because we are sometimes unable to let go. Obviously, the most important, how to let go, and finally some positive outcomes of letting go. Now, that being said, let's start off with what exactly I mean by letting go. So I don't mean that you have to let go of your desires. You have to have your desires. That's your dream. That's what you're working for. So you have to have that. What I mean by letting go is letting go of the desperation, the desperate energy, the neediness that is associated with your desire. So for example, if you're trying to level up your grades at school, or if you're trying to do a business, if you're trying to even lose weight, it doesn't matter what your goal is, but the thought of constantly feeling like, so have I gotten any results yet? How am I going? So am I there yet? Where's my money? Why isn't things going the way I want to? Where's my result? Why aren't I losing weight? Why don't I have the money in the bank account yet? That sort of idea, okay? So those sort of thought patterns bring us a negative outcome. Reason being, we're focusing on the lack, on not having things yet, okay? And when we're focusing on the lack and always constantly thinking that I'll be happy when this thing comes into my life, and I am constantly looking for why it's not there yet, why I'm not getting my results yet, why I'm not an A grade student yet, and constantly bothering ourselves thinking about the outcome, okay? So that's what I want you all to get rid of. In a way, I'll paint this picture for you. Just imagine that you're going on a trip and you've got inside your car, and you know the exact destination that you're going to. Okay, so you know where you're going, your destination is set, and you're driving on the right road, so you're going to your destination anyway. It's just going to take some time because it usually takes a couple of hours to go to that destination. And so you're driving happily, and at the back seat there's this annoying kid who goes on saying, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? It's been hours now. Are we there yet? This is taking so long. Are we there yet?" Okay, so yeah, so if you haven't guessed yet, I used to be that annoying kid. I literally was that annoying kid who constantly bothered my parents when we used to go on trips when I was small. Anyways, I just said that because it'll be easier for you to get an idea, okay? So the point here is not being that annoying kid to yourself, inside your head, to whatever goal you're going to. In other words, just don't constantly think about when and how you are going to get your outcome constantly, okay? So you can write your desire, your goal, your vision on a vision board. Write it on your scripting, your journal, whatever you want to do. And if you're visualizing, you can do it one time of the day, do it either in the morning or in the night. And once you do that, once you write it on your vision board or once you visualize, just forget it after that. So you visualize, you write, and then you forget and detach from the neediness, the desperate energy, the wanting it now, in other words, okay? So that's what I mean by letting go. So why exactly do we have to let go? Well, you might have an idea with the intro that I said, like in the intro where I said that it gives you this sense of overwhelming and constant struggle that you would face in the journey to your goal. If I explain that, so if you're constantly thinking about the outcome, so if your outcome is here and you're here, there is a distance, okay, between you and your success, which is a lot of work. Now, it's true that you have a lot of work, but you don't do all that work at once. It's done step by step. You gradually do your work one step at a time and gradually get your outcome or your end result. But if you constantly think about your outcome and constantly nag yourself about it, then you'd see all the work that you have to do throughout the course of a few years all at once. And that is pretty overwhelming because now your brain sees like the big picture and that you have to do all this at once. And seeing that all at once is pretty scary. While in reality, you're just doing one thing at a time, right? So that could cause you to feel a sense of being overwhelmed with work and it would increase your stress. Also, sometimes you might be working really, really hard and you might not be seeing instant results, right? Like you might work out once, you don't build the muscle and you don't lose weight. You do it over time and keep doing it over time to see the results. So you do it a few times and then you go thinking that where your results are. Well, obviously it's going to stress you out. Same goes for studying and same goes whatever you do. So that does incorporate a profound amount of stress because it's a very negative thought pattern. And then the next thing is that it's going to also bring in a bit of fear and a lot of self-doubt onto yourself because you're going to start, you don't see your results at once, you don't see your manifestations coming, you don't see things working out for you, and then you feel like you're not worthy, you feel as if you doubt that you're doing enough, and you start doubting yourself, and then you start getting this sense of fear, you're not sure about yourself, and sometimes you might not even feel that you can make it. Because I know that even I felt so when I was studying sometime back for my A-levels, and then you feel like you're not sure about yourself and you just basically lose faith in yourself. So that is one big negative outcome of actually not being able to let go of the process. Okay, so enough about that. Now let's move on to how you can bring your mind to let go and detach from the neediness. So one thing is to understand that that desperate energy, that neediness is not helping you. And the next thing is trying to get your mind to stay in the present moment. And that can be done by practicing mindfulness. If you do practice mindfulness, that's really good. But if you don't, just try to keep your mind focused on whatever task you're doing. So what I like to do is to look at each day as a new chapter. Okay, so each day is a new chapter for you, and each day when you wake up, just focus on visualizing what you're going to do each day. So visualize what you're going to do for that day and try to focus on the tasks that you do on that particular day only. And better if you could break your day into a few time slots depending on time or the tasks that you have, and try to focus your attention on whatever task or the time slot that you are in and doing at the moment. Okay, so for example, if you're studying and if you have a certain time slot for studying a certain topic, once that time comes, just focus on studying that part only, or on whatever activity you are doing during a certain period of time. Just focus on doing that only and forget worrying about the rest of your outcome and your result and all that. The reason is, when you do that, you're switching your mind to a new chapter several times in the day, and you're breaking it down, so you're focusing on what you're doing in different segments of the day, right? And once you come to the end of the day, you would have done much more work and you wouldn't have thought too much about your outcome. So whenever your mind races to, I'm not there yet, am I doing enough? Would I really be able to get that A grade? Just remember to bring your mind back to the present moment and be like, okay, so I will be getting that A grade, I know that. But right now, I'm going to focus on what I'm doing now. Always try to bring your mind to the present moment, and that would help you a lot in detaching from the outcome. Okay? So now we'll move on to the positive outcomes of actually letting go. So by letting go of the neediness and the desperate energy and always constantly thinking about the outcome, we're actually bringing our mind to the present moment. We're able to focus on what we're doing at the moment. So like I said, if you sort of break your day down into segments and focus on what you're doing in each segment of the day, then you're improving, one way you're improving your skills, right? Because you're giving it more focus. You've removed worry, you've removed fear, and now with time, you'd actually be improving your skills much more. And with this fear and the doubt removed, and with your improved skills, with time you'll be building more confidence in yourself. And at the end of each day, you'll be looking back at your day, and you'd look back and you'd think, oh my God, I've been doing so much of work today. I've accomplished so much today. And by looking at that, you build a sense of satisfaction, a sense of happiness, and you feel like a winner because you've won each hour of your day, you've won your day. And those little victories that you collect each and every day would help build up confidence and a positive energy, and that positive energy would put you in a very high vibration. It'll help you manifest things, it'll help you go towards your goal, it'll motivate you, and of course it'll bring you much closer to success. So what's important is detaching from the outcome and removing fear, removing worry that you associate, especially fear and worry and self-doubt that you associate with your end goal, and try focusing on what you're doing now. Keep yourself in the present moment, because what you do in the present is what builds your future anyways, right? So that's it. That's all I needed to say today, because I know that it'll be helpful for a lot of you to just know that there is no point in worrying about the outcome, okay? Because as long as you do the work, as long as you believe, you will get the outcome. So don't worry about it, and put in the work, have faith in yourself, and keep your mind in the present moment and improve. Like, focus on the growth that is involved in putting in the work. Let me say that again. So let's say you're doing some sort of an activity, okay? Let's say you're studying a chapter, and instead of thinking of, if I do this sum or if I do this chapter, will that make me an A grade student? If I do this properly, will I get the end result? Because probably not. You're going to have to do a lot of that. So focusing on, will I get that A or will I get that end result? If by doing this is going to add a lot of stress onto the task. So instead, just forget the end result, forget the A, forget all that, and just focus on the growth that you will gain by studying that chapter or by doing that sum or whatever. So for example, just think, by studying this, just focus on how you're going to grow, how your skills are going to improve, how much knowledge you're going to gather, and growth. And the next thing is giving. So how the knowledge you acquire by studying this chapter would help you in and sort of empower you to help someone else and to, add to your service whenever you're working. So another example is, let's say what I do, okay? So let's say I'm making a video to upload to YouTube. So while I'm recording, like while I'm talking right now, I'm not thinking if I'm going to get 1 million views or how many subscribers I'm going to get. I'm not going to think about any of that because that doesn't really matter to me. I'm just going to focus on how much of value that I can give to whoever is listening to me. I don't care if it's just you, if it's just one person listening to me. As long as I am able to add some sort of value, that's what's important, and that's what I would focus on when I speak, right? So even when I study, I would focus on how I would grow by studying this chapter and how I could use it to help someone, rather than focusing on the grade or the result I would get. Because obviously, if I work hard, my goal is the result, okay? I mean, that's the desire, right? That's the dream. So your goal is the result and you have that, but at the back of your mind, and you don't constantly go back thinking about it all the time, because that's going to end up building a lot of unnecessary stress. So just focus on what you're doing and how you grow with it, and focus on the present moment and be happy. Work with happiness, and at the end of the day, you will have won your day and you would be so much grateful and so much satisfied with yourself. So that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it useful. Hope I was actually able to add some value to your life, hopefully. And yeah, so as always, if you did enjoy the video, please do hit that like button, and if you haven't yet, please do subscribe. I hope to bring more hopefully useful videos in the future as well. And yes, as always, have a wonderful and successful day. Bye.